Is this thing on? Okay, today I'm going to talk to you about Google Ads. And I'm not talking about those retro style ads that your grandparents talk about. No, I'm talking about hyper-targeted, highly profitable money-making machines, all using strategic action implemented on some simple Google AdWords and shopping campaigns. Today we're going to go through a 3-stage process of ad creation, ad management, and account optimization, starting with ad creation. So we're going to start with Google Shopping ads, and you're going to see how I'm going to actually integrate our Google AdWords campaigns with our shopping campaigns after we've created them. Now with the Google Shopping campaign, we're going to keep it very simple. The way that you want to structure it really depends on your business. If you have a single product store, or if you happen to have a general store or a niche store and you're launching an entire product line. Now when you're launching an entire product line or when you're running a niche store, it's the same setup. So we're going to have the main shopping campaign, and then from that main shopping campaign, you're going to have your different ad groups. Now within a shopping campaign, I don't typically recommend going beyond 10 ad groups. I've just found that to be the sweet spot. So with this campaign, what you're going to do is you're going to section it off into ad groups, and every ad group is going to be an individual product ad group. Now when it comes to different products that you put in these ad groups, you do want to make it somewhat specific to the niche or the price point. So when we look at these different products, we probably could find running shoes, water shoes, and boots all around the same price range, and these all fall under the same niche category of shoes. So once we have those implemented, this single campaign would be for shoes under a certain price, but we're separating the products into each individual ad group. Now the reason why we do this is because after you have the separation of the ad group, you then have a few more separations that Google's going to do. So Google's automatically going to create a product group for that ad group that you just created. Now once you get into the product group, it's going to automatically create this little product group right here called everything and all products. This is the one that you want to exclude, and instead you want to select a single individual product. The way that you select that product is by clicking the division button, and inside here what you'd want to do is you'd want to sort by item ID and find that single product that you're wanting to target with this ad group. Once you've selected that product, it will then show here, but we're not done with this campaign setup yet. Now that you got your product group created with that individual product ID, the next thing that Google's going to do is it's going to auto-populate search terms. And this is why we do the single product ad group setup, because when we separate the products at the ad group level, what it's going to do is it's going to segment our search terms to an individual product. Just to give you an idea of what this looks like, let's say we go into water shoes, and once we go into water shoes and we get down to our product group, if we don't make that separation and remove that all products product group, what's going to end up happening is we're going to end up having all of our products targeted within this product group, which means that every single search term that comes out of this product group is going to be for all the products that we have in that product group. What this does is it gives you indirect search terms that makes it much harder for you to directly target and exclude search terms from a specific product, which brings us into the second step, which is ad management. Now when it comes to the ad management section, this is all going to be done at the search terms from the start. And then what you're going to do is you're going to work your way up the ad structure. So right away, Google's going to start generating search terms for the product that you're targeting based on a bunch of different factors to do with your product page and mainly your product title structure, which we're going to get into in a moment. But first we have our search terms. So inside here, all of these search terms are generated by Google, and you can see there's just a ton of search terms being generated, and this is only within the first hour of this product running. Now with these products, especially if it's a super popular product, you could be generating thousands of search terms every single day, and that racks up really fast. Now the way that Google works is a process of elimination. What that means is instead of Google saying this is what your product is, I'm going to target that, Google's going to say I think this is what your product is, I'm going to target that, and it's going to target everything. You need to eliminate the things that your product is not. Telling Google that you don't want those ones to be targeted and you only want ones that are applicable to your product to be targeted. So what you need to do through the process of elimination is you need to exclude keywords that are not applicable to your product. These excluded search terms are going to tell Google that your product is not those things, whereas the ones that you leave included are going to be the ones that Google will actually go ahead and target, and these are the ones that you really want to have specific to your product. Now, as you generate more included search terms, what you want to do is you want to take those included search terms and you want to start going through the process of implementation. The process of implementation is done on two parts. You have your title structure and you also have your description structure. What you want to do is you want to look at all these keywords that are generating purchases or getting a lot of interest at a good cost per click, and you want to consider integrating those keywords into your title and your description of your product. What this is going to do is it's going to create more defined product targeting, helping Google make a decision on which keywords to target in the future. Google's then going to start optimizing for those keywords that you've implemented into your title structure, but it's also going to start optimizing towards those keywords that you haven't excluded in your search term section. Now, what you're going to notice is with your search terms, even though some of these don't have clicks, it doesn't matter. If a search term is getting an impression, that means Google's giving attention to that search term. As you can see, some of these are getting a reasonable amount of search terms that aren't even applicable to the product. So these type of search terms you'd want to still go through and exclude, even though they haven't gotten any clicks to them. Now what you're going to do is once you have these search terms that you're implementing into your title structure, description, and making sure that they're not excluded from your search terms, you then want to go through the process of integrating them into your Google AdWords campaigns. This is where you're going to double down and cross over your two campaign styles, fully optimizing your ad account and increasing your individual campaign optimization scores. Right when you start to hit the crossover between your shopping campaigns and your AdWords campaigns, it's like a little boost to Google, indicating to Google that your account structure is working in synergy, which is what they want to see happen, and you're going to get rewarded when you start to implement these tactics. The thing about Google that you really need to keep in mind is that it's a long-term money machine. It's not something where you're going to optimize and it's just going to blast through the ceiling. Google is a continual optimization program where you need to optimize little bits as you go along, working directly with Google bots to find your perfect customer. And once you have that dialed in, you can then focus on your budgets, and you can also focus on different expansion campaigns into social media platforms. And that's where you're going to want to go ahead and join my free Discord down below, because me and a bunch of other members in there are talking about different ad strategies you can use in Google, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and so many other avenues where you can make money dropshipping. So go ahead and join my free Discord, link down below.